The only thing to get a woman to open her legs in a committed relationship that's that far along is emotional intimacy. Like, I love this person, but I'm going to teach him something, and I hope he listens. But like, if he's an egotistical person, it means, right? All right, cool. I'm giving my power away to everybody that I'm outsourcing when it comes to sex. So somebody who views porn all the time, it's actually a very, very mentally, emotionally, and physically weak person.
And so the level of porn has moved drastically, because the pornography back in that day would be considered Instagram or TikTok today.
Yeah.
Right? And so now we've just moved the needle so far in the craziest directions.
When my boy was 7,
Okay.
I found on
It's always you. It's always every boy. It's always you. It's so funny. Where'd you grow up?
Provo, Utah.
Okay.
Yeah, just south of here.
That's where the BYU. Okay.
My high school's right across the street from it.
Serious? Wow.
That's why I never wanted to go to BYU.
Did you go to a rival school?
I played JUCO baseball in Arizona.
Okay.
Scottsdale Community College.
SEC, my guy.
Artichokes.
Wow. Artichokes. Freaking love it.
Yeah.
I spent some time in Scottsdale.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
And I came back and went to UVU, graduated from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fun. What keeps you busy every day?
Right now, coaching.
Okay.
Real estate. Yep.
Who do you coach?
My 4 kids.
Yeah, right. That's the truth.
We've got, right now, we've got a handful of like high-performing couples that we coach, which is really cool. We notice that people get to building their business, get to building their portfolio, have all success monetarily and on the outside. And then they get to the point where they're like, wow, the thing that is void is my relationship.
It's interesting, right? You take that idea. How do you expect to be successful if the person who you're supposed to be closest with doesn't know your deepest, darkest wants and desires and struggles?
Yeah, disconnection and lack of vulnerability.
Yeah. Which comes first?
Well, the lack of truth comes first.
Okay.
If they don't know who you are, then you're going to be disconnected, yeah.
Do you think the lack of truth comes from when
Fear.
Do you think it's because when we date, we wanted to say the right things?
Yeah, it's all programming from your past. 100%.
Right. We only have 2 hours. No kidding. No, I love this for so many reasons. I just have so many airplanes to take off with you, because I believe, and I'd love for you to correct me.
That's not what I'm here to do, by the way.
You shut your mouth. You are here to change the world. This is where this is. Let me tell you what I see, and tell me where I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I find so many of these young couples that end up on our couch. Melissa and I have been together, have quote unquote done the right things.
Right.
And the first question I ask them is, do you want to be with this person on a beach at 65?
It's cool.
And most people never thought about it. This chasm has grown between two good people, right? He was raised in a certain way, and feel free to interject anytime how I'm wrong. He was raised in a certain way to treat you a certain way. You're a queen, you're a princess, you're a beauty, you're a bride. And so if I come out and I tell you, hey, Matt, I'm a monster in these areas, maybe you won't love me.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't be good enough for you. Maybe my beauty doesn't actually want the beast. And so I'm going to tell you some of the things that I should think you want to hear.
Yeah, absolutely. Should. That's an easy word.
Right?
Yeah.
You should want to hear these things. I want to work hard. I want to, right? I want a schnauzer, whatever. And then you're like, I hate dogs. I would kick dogs.
Yeah.
So that chasm forms between two typically good people. And then the women are typically focused on the things that they typically focus on. If you're a good dude, right, you want your lady to be home.
Yeah.
Right? You want a homemaker, right? My affectionate name for my wife, I call her June Cleaver, because she bakes and she cooks. I just love everything about it. I love it.
Yeah.
I'm like, babe, you were like 3 decades late. Like, you're perfect. You're the sourdough princess.
It's actually kind of rare right now, honestly.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it, bro. It's magic.
Yeah.
It's magic. Mark and I both have a wife that would do nothing but raise children and livestock and just and decorate and just be
polar opposite of mine.
Oh man, it is too fun. It's a blessing. So, and it works well for my personality, Mark's personality. But so my point is, how does that chasm form? Is it like, walk us through that? Is it the programming from the childhood? And if it is, where do we break that? How do we stop that?
Yeah, you're opening a can of worms.
I know.
Here we go.
Here we go. Game time. Rip off the Band-Aid.
Cognitively, 0 to 7, you are your best and highest self.
Okay.
0 to 7 years old. So if you take your 7-year-old, how old are your kids?
I've got 13, 9, 6, and 4.
6-year-old.
Yeah.
That is the perfect version of a human being. Does not listen to anybody, cannot be told what to do, right?
That's Addie.
And they literally are just free. 7 to 28, now we're listening to other people.
Ooh.
Right? And the majority of it is from 15 to 28.
Okay.
So we're taking on programming from everyone. And then we create this story subconsciously that gets locked up here.
Yep.
Saying that this is what we should, could, or would do. And those 3 words, should, could, or would, are all based in judgment. And judgment's based in shame and guilt, right? So we are very shameful from 7 to 28 because we're living the life of somebody else that has been programmed into our life.
With the best of intentions?
Right. Because our parents didn't know any better.
No, they didn't.
Yeah.
No, they didn't.
They had no idea how to raise a kid. They were kids themselves, right?
Doing the best they can.
Yeah. So we get into a relationship and we say, all right, well, I had a whole bunch of shit in my past, but now I'm good. I'm going to get married. We're going to be fine. We're going to write our own story.
For fine.
And it's that usually we are fine. Right?
Usually.
Fine, freaked out, insecure, neurotic, and emotional.
100%.
Yeah. So usually we're fine for 2, 3, maybe 4 years. Usually year 7, shit hits the fan.
Yeah.
Year 7, we look at this and we say, wow, this story that we've written in our head or that somebody else has programmed into us isn't fitting the mold of what our marriage is looking like anymore. Because I could go and get the job and we could buy the house and we could do all the things, but if you're still unhappy with me and you're showing me the parts of me that I don't like and I'm getting angry now and you're getting resentful, then we're going to look at this and say, what are we actually doing? Right? So from 28 to 35, if you're married, highest chance of divorce.
Really?
You could go into astrology. Are you like an energetic person or have tapped into the hippie world yet?
I haven't tapped into the hippie world yet. I am on Instagram and I am a Libra and I do have a Libra page and everything that they send me is true. And I'm like, I don't know if I should feel triggered, but yeah.
Anyway, I don't want to go too much into it, but there's this thing that's called your Saturn return.
Okay.
Which is essentially saying, okay, cool, now I get to decide for myself because now I'm awake. So now from 28 to 35, we're deciding for ourselves. Then 35 on, you're your own person. Right?
Interesting.
And again, like anybody could test this. Anybody could see it. Like this is not only my opinion, but it's the things that I've also seen. And so we're writing these 2 different stories. And so what we call it in relationship coaching is, first of all, do you believe you create your own world? And everybody says yes.
Everybody would say yes.
Everybody says yes. But then I challenge them and say like, well, do you work for somebody else? Right? When a decision comes up, are you asking somebody else their opinion? Right? Usually it's, okay, cool, yeah, you're right. I am taking on the opinions of other people, and so I'm not actually a creator.
Whoa.
But we want to be.
Yeah.
And so I'll ask that to the husband and the wife. And usually it's, all right, are you creating your own world?
Whoa. And
then what we're looking at is to say, we have 2 separate stories coming in that we're trying to conjoin as one. So none of this started when we got married. Everything started from our past.
So true.
Right. So year 7 usually hits and it's like, all right, cool. Now we have to start looking at what the story is. Because you said your wife's story is I want to be a homemaker. I want to stay home. I want to do the kids.
All day.
Your story is I want to provide. You stay home. Well, guess what? What if that doesn't fit with your wife? Right?
Valid.
My wife and I, we ran into that so much because she makes a good amount of money.
Yeah.
And she is headstrong and driven and goes and goes and goes, right?
Okay.
And I'm over here, this emotional person. So I've almost taken a feminine role.
Okay.
And this is all another tangent, but I've almost taken a feminine role. She's taken a masculine role to society standards.
Societal standards.
Right.
Understood.
Right. And so I butt up against this story because the story in my head from my past was my dad worked a job, same job, 35 years, commuted, right?
40 and 40, bro.
Yep. And so that was my rhetoric. That's what's supposed to happen in my life.
Yeah.
And that's the story that's in my head right now.
Whoa.
Right? So if I'm not doing that for my wife, then how do you think I feel about myself?
Terrible.
And then when I think that I feel, or like when I feel bad about myself, I go down to this emotional state where I want to either like end my life in my circumstance, right? Or do something stupid enough. Not even stupid, very normal to the world, but this is when people outsource to drugs, porn, sex, like anything that's just going to numb it. The absence of actual emotion. So.
Yes.
But yeah, to answer your question, you get into relationships and you come with 2 different stories. That's the way that I like to see it. And it makes sense. I have a story that this is what I should be doing, and I have a story that this is what you should be doing. And when that butts in a relationship, like you look at these people and you say, do you want to be on a beach when you're 65? And they're like, well, I don't know. I have no idea. But right now we're good.
Correct.
What's going to happen in 10 years when you're not?
I have a buddy right now, very close friend, same girl, 19 years, 2 kids.
Yeah.
And it's the quintessential story that you've heard. They've quite literally grown apart. He had an affair. She didn't want to, do things sexually.
Yeah.
He outsourced them. And, his position is, I came to you for years and asked you, and all of my pleas went unheard and unanswered.
Yeah.
And just the same way that you asked me to get a nanny, and just the same way you asked me to get a caretaker, and just the same way you asked me to get a house cleaner, I outsourced those duties, so I outsourced this duty.
Yeah. What was the response?
It's an interesting time, bro. It's an interesting time because as he's leaning into what do I actually want in a partner, the scary thought for him is that if they get through this together, and if they fight and they claw back together, he doesn't even want to be with her at 55.
Are they still together right now?
Right now.
Interesting.
This is fresh.
Mm-hmm.
This is fresh.
Yeah.
He's got a lot of money, so there's a lot of decisions there based on money.
But that's okay.
That's okay. But it's interesting because when I ask him and I go, bro, if you get through this entire process and you claw out of this, do you roll over and go, yes, yes? And he goes, no, not at all, bro.
Okay.
You got to go.
What do you mean by yes?
Like, do you roll over and you go, I'm so glad she's here. Yes. I'm so glad this is life I wake up to.
Gotcha.
Do you want to take this person to lunch? Do you want to go, yes, this person that jumps out of bed wants to be with me? Yes. Is this the person that lights you on fire sexually? Yes.
Okay.
So the answer is no.
We both come, like they're 55, you said?
Mm-hmm.
They both came in with a different story, clearly, right?
Clearly.
And then what we do is we build this new foundation and we start creating a story together. He's so far disconnected from the story that they built together.
100%.
The one thing that I would do, the very first thing that I would do is I would take them back to their love story of when they got together, why they got together. Because if there's any inclination, because he's using sex for something.
100%.
Right?
Ego.
And
it's an ego stroke, he says. And she says it too.
Ego. Interesting.
Yeah. She says she's unable to give him what he wants sexually.
That's interesting. Because you have to go, you have to go to what sex means for him.
Oh, completely.
And then you have to go to why she's not willing.
100%.
Right?
Yeah.
Because these are the two things that he has either seen portrayed by somebody else or something else, right? And then also that she has never seen portrayed.
And what it means to him is that he's, that's the thing that he asks for without asking for anything else because I've taken care of everything else. And for her, she wants to be his equal. And she's like, I'm not going to do those things if I'm not, because then it makes me not your equal.
Yeah, and then we get into the 4 types of intimacy.
Ooh, mama.
Right? So we've got emotional, physical, intellectual, and spiritual intimacy. So he's really good with intellectual.
Very good. He's an attorney.
He can go make money. He's really smart.
Yeah.
He's probably really good with physical. That's all he's wanting.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
Spiritual, I don't know their past.
Zero.
I don't know their upbringing.
Zero. I'll tell you. Zero.
Yeah, there you go. Then we go to emotional.
Vapid.
The only thing to get a woman to open her legs in a committed relationship that's that far along is emotional intimacy. It is the only thing. Because if a man wants physical intimacy, but he's not able to drop into emotions and actually hold space for her, then why in the fuck would she even want to have sex with him? Because to be an equal, you have to start playing on every single playing field of those types of intimacy.
How do you hold space?
For somebody that wants sex, or what do you mean?
Yeah, you said you have to hold space for her. How do you do that? How does that happen? You talk, you sit, you cross-legged naked?
Yeah, that's when you put on a dress and start acting like a chick, right?
Right. How do you hold space for someone who doesn't know how to do that? Someone who's not comfortable. I'm okay. I've cried 3 times today, I think. But how do you hold space for someone who's like, I don't even know what that means?
Well, you talk about it a lot. It's your want.
Okay.
If you don't want to understand your partner, that's okay.
Is it okay? That's funny you say that.
Well, here's the thing. It is okay if that's what you're wanting.
Right.
But there's a reason why you'd want to be absent of that person. So again, I would take them back to the love story.
Yeah.
And if there's still a spark, great. Let's work with the spark. But we can rewrite that story every 2 weeks, right? And we can rewrite why we're together. And we can continually evolve, because this relationship that we're trying to create is just that. We're trying to create something. It's not just there, and nothing's just expected. And another big thing that would stroke his ego, it's like not even stroke his ego, spark his ego a ton, that would probably piss him off, is that the fact that he's expecting something from somebody else means he's never going to get it. The fact that he's blaming her for not getting something means he's never going to get it. And this is emotional.
Oh,
When I expect, that means that I'm void of me
interesting.
and needing you, and I'm giving my power away to you. So if he's an egotistical person,
Yeah.
like I love this person, but I'm going to teach him something, and I hope he listens. But like,
will.
if he's an egotistical person, it means, right? All right, cool. I'm giving my power away to everybody that I'm outsourcing when it comes to sex. So somebody who views porn all the time, it's actually a very, very mentally, emotionally, and physically weak person.
Interesting.
Somebody that goes to strip clubs, somebody that like hires, that's where we're at. What we're doing is we're giving our power away to somebody else.
Whoa, that's heavy, bro.
So keeping your power is in your emotions. And it's saying, okay, cool. The reason that I want to outsource is because I'm not getting something. All right, what are you not getting? It's not sex.
No.
Right.
No, because he's got enough time and money to take care of that any time, any day.
So you said he was void of spiritual intimacy.
100.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we look at this person and we say, all right, cool. How can we pick apart the fact that like we actually don't know who you are deep down?
This is a guy who didn't believe in a higher power until he had, begrudgingly, a child.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I mean, that'll spark a fire under you.
Oh, yeah, right? That's a confusing, like, well, this didn't exist before. But, yeah, that's an interesting.
Well, so if we're supposed to create, right?
Yeah.
And again, stop me because I could go forever.
No, go. I'm excited.
If we're supposed to create our own world,
Yep.
right? He has done that
Because
on
he's a
multiple
creator.
facets.
Yep.
But if we are the creators of our own world, what does that actually make us? God,
Okay.
in a sense.
Okay.
Not to be sacrilegious.
I like it.
Right. Which means that I'm the God of my world, you of yours, he of his.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And that means that there is a higher power.
Correct.
Even if you don't believe, if you're atheist or whatever,
Yeah.
you are the higher power. And if we can't figure out who you are and you're void of this spirituality and tapping into yourself, you're going to want to go to other things.
Yeah.
You're going to want to go and outsource. You're going to want to say to your wife, hey, I need this or else I'm not going to feel connected to you. She's like, well, I've never felt connected to you ever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Because guess who hasn't felt connected to himself ever? Him. And that's what I'm saying. So everything in a relationship traces back to the fact that they're going to teach you the worst parts of yourself so you can address it.
Interesting. I love that.
Yeah.
You mentioned the P word.
Porn?
Man, that's heavy. It's like just destroying these kids. And I see this. You probably see it way better because you're able to speak to it. But I see this trend of, and there's no data behind what I'm about to say.
Right.
I see this trend of 18 to 25. You know, I've come into my own. I'm figuring myself out. I've convinced some girl that I don't deserve to marry me. And
When did you get married? How old were you?
ooh, man, you're gonna put me on the spot. Can you stop recording?
You don't remember?
We've been 2008.
I don't know how old you were. Yeah, I guess you don't have to say if you don't want.
26.
Oh, okay. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And no, I lied to you. 24.
Sorry, I cut you off. You said kids 18 to 25?
Kids 18 to 25 have this massive porn problem.
Yeah.
And I say, like, when I was younger, pornography was a Playboy magazine in my neighbor's brother's, like, creepy pirate chest.
Under the mattress. Yeah.
And then when you opened it, it was like such a letdown because it was Drew Barrymore's boobs. And that was the extent of it. You were like, okay, number one, we're going to need a lift. Number two, I'm just kidding. That's terrible, but we'll roll with it. Number two, I'm not going to walk around with this.
Yeah.
You're a weirdo.
Yeah.
Right? Now they're just inundated with it. And so the level of porn has moved drastically because the pornography back in that day would be considered Instagram or TikTok today.
Yeah.
Right? And so now we've just moved the needle so far in the craziest directions. But a lot of them, they witness it at very young ages, and then it's a shameful event. Mm-hmm. And then that creates the story in their mind about what sex should be when they get married. Mm-hmm. But they are afraid to tell their spouse either the porn addiction or the expectations of sex.
Yeah, both.
Both.
Mm-hmm.
But we're naked with this human. Right? Mm-hmm. So, like, why behind closed doors with the person that we love the most and we vowed and we gave the ring and we did the thing in the eternities? Why the inability to say, here's what I've seen, here's what I'm doing,
Yeah.
here's what I think I need, here's what excites me? Why the inability around that?
Well, let me ask you first, like, did you grow up in LA or?
Boston.
Boston.
East Coast.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Was it, I mean.
Born and raised on the streets of Philadelphia.
That's not Boston.
I was going to go into the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh.
Just kidding. Go ahead. Boston, yep. I was raised back east.
Okay, cool. So we live in a bubble here in Utah,
Okay.
right? But I want to speak to where you're at as well, because yes, it's widely used, but
Widely.
with youth 18 to 25 back east, right? They're talking about it openly with their friends and everything.
Openly.
Right. Here, no.
Dinner tables, conversations. And I feel that the closer, and now we're probably just going to get in dangerous territory, the closer you are to a secular point, the less conversations we're having authentically.
Describe secular for me. What do you mean?
I would say that Provo, Utah is a much higher secular focused demographic than Boston, Massachusetts.
Makes sense. Okay.
And the closer I am to that nucleus, like I can't say this for fear of, I can't say that because of my neighbor would shame my mom.
But what you're saying is even in Boston and back east, when it's like talked about between your friends easily,
Oh,
when
absolutely.
you get married, it's not.
No.
Okay.
No.
Good. Yeah, we're on the same page then.
Yeah. It's
Same
bizarre.
thing. Yeah.
It's bizarre.
Well, I mean, there's a couple reasons, and they're pretty obvious. Is that like to some, it's a source of cheating, right? Whether that's perceptual or actual real life for somebody.
That's
right?
true. That's true.
So, I mean, there's lots of reasons why you wouldn't, but
Okay.
you named one, and then the fact that it's a shameful event,
Big time.
right? And we also named it with your buddy's situation, in the fact that I'm now going to expect these acts from somebody else, and if I don't get it, then what's going to happen in my relationship,
You probably just go back to where you got it.
right?
And then your relationship deteriorates.
And then it just disconnects and disconnects and
100%.
disconnects, and I share less and less and less.
Yes.
So if I shared one thing and I get shamed for it,
Ooh, I'm not doing that again.
why in the fuck would I say it
I'm
again?
not doing that again.
Yeah. And that's the thing. But I'm a truth giver and a truth teller.
Okay.
Like that is my genuine want and need, and I feel like that it's a need in the world.
Superpower.
Yes, absolutely.
Where did it come from?
The fact that I had to tell the truth.
There it is.
Yeah.
I deal with that with my felony.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that's the reason why
Shameful
you're spreading your
guilt.
share.
Oh, my goodness
dude,
gracious. Don't say the F word. Are you kidding me? Check the box. Ooh.
Really?
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me?
You grew up in Boston? You can't say the F word?
Bro, you can the felony? No, man.
Oh,
You
felony.
get-
I thought you meant fuck.
No. I can say that. Unfortunately, I say that it's great.
There you
Sorry,
go.
ma'am. Melissa, my apologies. But no, 110%. Like
Yeah.
the scarlet letter of being a felon,
Yeah.
massive.
Right.
You know, massive. Oh, my goodness. I just sat across the table from a lady who said, you know that bad moms don't commit crimes.
Oh, interesting.
I was like, that's interesting. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Right? And so it was her kind of like paradox of shame walking through. I've seen good moms commit crime. I've seen bad moms commit crime. I've seen bad moms parent. I've seen good moms parent. Right? It was her 26 years in prison unpacking the idea that I'm not a horrible human because of the one worst event in my life.
Well, both of these questions or both of these topics that you're talking about correlate because we're
100%.
talking about agency at this point and judgment.
Okay.
right?
I understand the judgment, not the agency. But
So judgment around the shameful act of porn or whatever the woman talked about that she did.
yeah, being a criminal.
Right.
Yeah.
That's where this starts. So
Okay.
in a relationship, the reason why we're not going to share is because we don't want to feel judged. Because first of all, we're probably judging ourselves for doing the act,
Totally.
right?
Totally.
So if I don't want to judge myself, I'm not going to tell somebody else because they're also going to judge me, which means I have to start looking at me. For example, your friend.
Ooh, that's uncomfortable.
I don't want to even be in a shameful environment when it comes to my own space.
Whoa.
Right? I don't want to feel bad about myself. So why would I tell you? You're going to make me feel worse, right? So it's a double-edged
What a
sword.
paradox, bro.
It's a double-edged sword too because porn and sex make you feel really fucking good.
The best in my world. That's all I got, to be honest. And donuts. So it's desserts and sex.
Yeah. So like on our emotion scale, like we talked about the map of consciousness before, we call it emotion scale. The top one is called enlightenment, goes bliss, joy, and love.
Okay.
After that.
Okay.
So 99% of the time when I ask a porn user that I coach, how do you feel after you ejaculate after watching porn? They will say bliss.
Oh, the immediate? Well,
The
yeah, when we're all
immediate.
done?
Right
we all
there.
feel-
It is the probably, and other than enlightenment, which Christ consciousness is the only person that will ever feel that,
Okay.
right? That is very much the closest thing that we get to. And it is very much God-given, which we can get into
Okay.
after this.
Yeah.
But if I'm just looking for the release and it gets me to a really good feeling, right? Then we have to look at agency and we have to look at judgment around what even is the porn industry, judgment around masturbation, judgment around outsourcing, right?
Yeah.
To even get to a spot of consciousness where we can be self-aware enough to self-assess. So what I'm saying is that like you get somebody that says, well, I'm a bad person because I did something bad.
Bad.
Well, what the fuck's bad?
Great question.
And what's good? And that's where agency comes in. Did you grow up Christian?
Yeah.
Did?
LDS.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You active still?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep. Yeah, my mom converted.
Really?
My dad killed people. My mom went to church.
Yeah, you told me your dad's story.
Nut job.
Amazing. Did you serve a mission?
Wild. Yeah.
Where to?
Yeah. Spokane.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yep.
That's so cool. I don't know
Wild.
where I was. Oh, Christianity.
Yeah.
So the very first thing actually that we learn about in Christianity is agency, like Adam and Eve, like the ability to decide, right? But it's a God-given gift to say, hey, I want you to decide.
Ooh, for yourself.
For you.
Do we lack the agency to choose the non-addiction, the non-drug, the non-porn? What is the agency that we're missing when we continue to go back to that vice?
I'm trying to formulate your question so I can understand it better.
Why, if you know you need to make a better choice, why do we not hold ourselves accountable to do it?
Well, you have to go to judgment first.
Okay.
And this is why, like, I usually always, unless you're not Christian, I will always go to Christ.
Okay.
Because he was the most beautiful example of the
All
most
of it. Charity.
non-judgmental, loving.
Yep.
That he was the way to live, right? So you have to ask yourself, did Christ come just to save me, or did Christ come just to show me how to live, right? And I believe the latter. I believe that he came to show us how to live.
Right.
So if he was accepting of everyone, I have to start accepting myself. And that means I have to look at the things that I'm doing that are air quotes bad and love myself for them, meaning I have to stop judging myself. In order to even get past shame and guilt, to get out of this apathetic state that I'm continually in when I feel bad about myself. So judgment around the porn industry, around literally everything. And this like will raise hairs nationwide.
Good.
Murder, rape, every single thing that has been classified as sin, for someone to be able to get over it, which I hate that phrase, but move past their worst, darkest thing that they've ever done. Have you ever seen the movie Inception? You know how Hobbs goes to his basement level?
Okay.
When he gets there, it's a hotel room that's all fucked up. Chairs are knocked over, windows are broken, curtains everywhere. His wife's sitting on the window.
Yes.
Right? Everyone has that basement level.
Ooh.
Everybody goes down there, and nobody wants to
It
show
goes back up.
anyone what's down there.
Yeah.
Just like in the movie.
Yeah.
No one was invited there.
Yeah.
And so that's our deepest, darkest secrets. Those are our worst things in our lives. If I can't go down there and start cleaning up, then how am I supposed to get better?
Right.
And the only way that I'm going to go down there is if I accept it and accept me.
Right.
And then every time I can go back down there, right? Because like we all self-sabotage and we all cycle.
Yeah.
So I'm going to feel bad about myself continually. And usually for an addict, they're going to go back to their vice.
Right.
Right. And this is to answer your question.
Yeah. I'm getting it.
When I go back to my vice, now I just get to learn rather than judge myself. All right, cool. I'm back. Now what?
Oh, interesting.
Do I want to clean up some shit while I'm here? I might still view porn. I might still use the chick. But while I'm here, let me clean some stuff. I'm going to pick up a chair. I'm going to hang the curtains back up, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to go back down to this shameful moment, and I'm going to learn from it so I can then go back to a positive emotion. Because then the next time that I go back to it, it's inevitable.
Yeah.
Addicts are addicts.
They are.
Right? And we can talk about that too. But
We can.
addicts are addicts. But when we go back there, like, let's learn. Because the only way to learn is to remove judgment. That's the room for growth.
How do you remove judgment if you feel so guilty about what you did? Every addict I've talked to says, we talked with a guy yesterday. He got out, he did 7 years straight. Got out, and 4 hours later, he was high as a kite. They throw him
Probably
back.
the best day of his life.
Yeah. They throw him back. He does 3 more years, 10 years straight. 60 days after he's out, whack, addiction again. From 15 to 32.
Yeah.
And you the normal people.
What did he use?
Meth.
Okay.
The normal people go, that's not rock bottom for you. You can't get it together. Why do you keep going back? I hear that. We hear that from everybody. Yeah. Everybody.
Have you actually, like, how many cases have you actually seen addicts come clean?
This guy.
From what?
Meth.
Really?
Everything. Really.
Yeah, really everything.
How long did it take you?
14 years.
I know he doesn't have a mic. I wish he did.
Yeah, you can sit on my lap.
No, it's fine. What was the kicker?
Kids.
His son.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. This guy, like, son was born, it was gone, same day.
Really?
Psycho.
Doesn't happen for a lot of people, so good for you.
No,
I love that.
no, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't.
So this is where we have to start looking, like I said, at agency, and then we have to change this word from addiction to choice.
That's right.
Yeah.
So I'm making a choice.
Once I'm aware that I am actually using for a reason, so I have to know the reason, which is emotionally driven.
Yeah.
Because actions and emotions correlate with each other.
Right.
Why do I feel guilty? Right? Why do I feel shameful? What am I afraid of?
Why do the porn guys feel guilty after the bliss?
like post nut shame?
Yeah.
Yeah, or post nut clarity. Yeah, dude.
Right.
They feel guilty because the thing is that you're going down to the worst thing for you, because this is their worst, this is their basement level, this is the worst thing for them, right? And then acting on it, which means that I am not trusting myself. And so if I can't actually trust myself, which trust is another emotion, it's up with willingness and courage. But if I can't trust myself, that means I'm a weak person. That means that I'm continually going back to something that's going to keep me small, and that I can't tell somebody else, so I have to stay small more. I'm not using my throat chakra. I'm hippie. I'm not using my throat chakra, my heart center. I literally have to stay tight. So every time that I go back to that and I feel really, really fucking good, the second after, I realize what it actually does to me. Every single moment.
Every time. Every time.
Because what it does to you is it just keeps you so small until you remove the judgment from it. And this is hard.
Super hard.
Have you ever seen the movie The Shack? I reference movies a lot because I feel like Hollywood sometimes has it figured out.
Them and The Simpsons.
Oh my gosh, yeah, like
right?
the future stuff.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
They predicted 2050 in Japan. Like,
The Shack's a cool movie.
okay.
So it depicts the Godhead in a really cool way.
Oh wow.
So like, and it depicts God as the girl from the black lady from the Purple movie, whatever it is.
Oh, Gabourey.
Yeah, I don't know her name.
Yeah. I know who you're talking about.
So
I think
so in one instance, she's God.
Okay.
Because that was the type of God and the love that the person needed, right? In
love
another instance, it's a man because it was a manly thing.
Okay.
It's all about removing judgment for somebody that has committed one of the worst crimes, right? And if we can't do that for ourselves, then it's really, really easy to stay in the choice of shame and guilt.
Wow.
So,
Man, that's a lot. I love it. I love it. We could do this for all day. How'd you meet your wife?
high school sweethearts, man.
Really?
Yeah, we've been dating since we were 17.
And you're what now? 19? You see this guy's face? Jeez Louise.
I'm 33. Yeah, man. No, yeah, we met in high school.
Sweethearts.
Yeah, we met in high school. We were dating each other's friends, and then we just kind of switched.
Oh, fun.
Yep.
Okay. So you've been together, jeez Louise, long time.
Yeah, like 16 years.
4 little ones.
Mm-hmm.
Fun. I've got boy, girl, girl, girl.
Right?
Mama.
Boy, girl, girl, girl. There you go. That's awesome. Yeah, mine are, I got 2 and 2, so.
Fun.
Yeah.
Busy. What are their ages?
9, 6,
Okay.
4, and 1.
You're in the thick of it.
Yeah, we are.
You're in the thick of it. It's busy times.
Even to that point, when my 7-year-old, when my boy was 7,
Okay.
I found on his YouTube search that he had searched up crotch and boobs.
It's always boobs.
Yeah, dude.
It's always
It's the
every
first
boy.
one, man. It's the first
It's
one.
always boobs.
Right.
It's so funny.
And it was like literally a proud dad moment because I
Yeah.
was like, hell yes, I get to actually go and talk to him like I needed
Yeah.
to be talked to,
Yes.
right?
It's so funny. We did the same thing.
Yeah.
Our little guy, he wasn't little, but he had my wife add a friend to his like device through her phone, and then said, "Oh yeah, it's John," and then it was Jane.
Yeah.
And so it was that same moment. So my wife's like, "Hey, read these messages. What do you think this is?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's a girl."
Yeah.
Like I can tell you in that's
That's
a girl.
not a guy,
That's not
yeah,
a dude.
dude.
No, right? And so we had I had it, but she was there, and it was that same thing where I was like, "Hey, Bo, first of all,
His name's Bo?
bro.
Oh, gotcha.
Hey, bro. I'm glad it's a girl."
Yeah.
Like that's how I started out, and he was straight up with it, like, "Oh yeah, always will be dead." I was just like, "Okay, let's move into this." And the
Yeah.
conversation that we had, feel free to critique it, no ego, is that everybody should be treated the same
Okay.
in our context. If you want to speak to a girl, totally cool.
Yeah.
Just don't lie about it, because there's no judgment from us. There's no shame there's no guilt from us. There's none of this. However, there's a lot of conversations they're going to have if you lie to me.
Yeah.
So we're going to monitor it, and this was my advice to him. I gave him 2 things. Number 1, I said, you're going to realize very quickly girls are very emotional.
Yeah.
And so as you're communicating back and forth, you're probably going to be very confused very quickly. That's going to be the first thing. And I said the second thing is I would worry less about me, even though you should. Everything you send, expect her father to read.
That's cool.
That was my advice.
Yeah.
Right? Teach your kids good principles, let them govern themselves.
Oh.
That same idea. But I was like, bro, we don't lie about this stuff here. There's no ugliness around you thinking a girl is cute.
Does he know about your past?
Oh, well.
Yeah.
They call me from the prisons.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my girls, yes, all of them. My 4-year-old, my 6, everybody. Oh, yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a rock unturned that doesn't know about my past.
You know how to get somebody not to lie?
Do tell.
Tell them the truth.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Like, be vulnerable with them.
Yes. It was so good.
Yeah. Anytime that I talk to any group,
Mm-hmm.
the first thing that I'm telling is the worst part of my story. Because then we're setting the stage to be like, hey, when it's time for you to share, floor's yours.
Oh, totally. It drops the guard. I think we may have already spoken about this on the phone, but we'll do it again. When we go out to the dinners, that's the most fun setting for me. And it sometimes happens at our house, which is always busy. But then it's like, so what did you guys do this week? I'm like, oh, we talked to a guy off a ledge that was actually going to off himself from a cell.
Yeah.
Come again?
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then it's just like, well, how do you get into that? Oh, I was in prison.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, they're like, my kid has this problem, and we're struggling with it. And all it's just like this outpouring of authenticity. Mm-hmm. It's raw, it's vulnerable. And like Melissa and I talk about it all the time, like our couch, man, it's beautiful. The stuff that happens on our couch is just authenticity. I don't have the answers for any of it, but I can tell you the feeling when you're man, that's priceless.
Religious experience for sure.
That stuff is incredible. I love to build upon that. So you're right. But walking the kids through that, and to your point also, having the conversation that I needed to have when I was his age. Yeah. That's what I think is super special. I always rode around with my dad, and he would always like beat people up and steal things. And now when my kids ride around with me, we either talk or we listen to things that I choose. Modern wisdom, Hormozy. Like we pour into them. Yeah. Like, hey, check this out. Did you ever think about this? And then when we go places, I force it upon them, and they love it, so it's not really forced. But like, hey, so this is Japan. You could live here. Yeah. You could buy a business here. You could live in a high-rise here. You could meet a girl here. You could like the idea that the world is so abundant. Yeah. That wasn't a place that I came from. I came from a place of scarcity, really. And so the idea that, no, you could go to Brazil. You could meet a girl in Brazil. You could go to church in Brazil. You go to school in Brazil. You could build. And so I integrate that so deeply. My 13-year-old, he does Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah. We got into it because he's not going to go to the NBA or the NFL, but I want them to be active. And I think young men and all men need to know what it's like to be choked out on a daily basis. Welcome to life. It's going to get tough. And
you're joking, but at the same time, you're not. And I love it. Yeah.
No, man, it's going to be tough. Yeah. And so we enroll him in it a couple years ago, bing, bang, boom. And now he's having conversations. And I said, hey, man, you realize at 18, when you're done with this school, you have the freedom to go. His coach's name is Beto. He's from Brazil. Like, you can go to Beto's home in Brazil. Yeah. Like, you're going to have a relationship with this guy for 5, 6, 7 years. And if you said, hey, I'm going to go out there and externship, or, right? Like, whatever fancy term we want to use. The world is yours, bro. Yeah. You could meet a young lady out there. You could build a life out there. I want the kids to see that that abundance. And I think a lot of parents that Melissa and I know are helicopter moms and dads. Okay. Where they're like, don't tell them the bad things. Don't tell them to leave the nest. We want them here. We have friends that will say it out loud, like, hey, all of your kids can live in our basement. I'm like, that for me is not the life. Yeah. For me, I hope that Melissa and I have to get on several planes to be like, where are they? What are they doing? What are they crushing? What are they exploring? That excites me so much. Yeah. And when I feel bad, we go to these friends' houses. This is one I'm thinking about in particular. There was an issue on the baseball field with, dad, son, the whole nine. And the mom removed the kids so that she could talk openly. Yeah. And I stopped her and I said, hey, sweetheart, your boys are teenagers. If you think this is the worst conversation they've heard today, they just left 6 hours of high school. Yeah. Right? Mm-hmm. They have devices. They have friends. You follow? Like, this conversation should be open. Hey, man, this is what took place today. This is how we're going to handle it. This is how we're going to deal with it. What's your input? How's that going to make you feel? How's that going to impact you? All of these things. And I didn't have that. And so I would tell Melissa all the time, my only job in this life for me is to try to reverse engineer enough time to figure those opportunities out.
Wow. So you just kind of wrote everybody's story, though, just barely.
Jeez.
Because it goes back to the very beginning of our conversation of like what story was programmed into your head.
Mm-hmm.
And for those kids, it's conflict isn't good.
Oh, big time.
For those kids, it's when I get in a relationship, right? I need to fight separately and privately.
That's crazy.
So I grew up in a family where I never saw my parents fight.
Okay.
And anytime that they would get in like a tussle, right? Like my dad would just bite his lip. My mom wouldn't say anything and they would separate. Not separate, but physically not be in the same spot.
Remove themselves.
Right. So that was I was not doing that in my relationship, right? So because I hated it, because I physically saw my parents not intimate ever.
Really?
Like I never saw them kiss. I rarely ever saw them hug.
Okay.
Right.
Do you change that now with you and Lauren? Are you guys purposeful in your intimacy in front of the kids?
Yeah, and this is why. Because the first time that I sat down at Lauren, my wife, her dinner table when we were dating, when we were young, 17 years old.
Right.
I saw her dad sitting across from me.
Okay.
And her mom walked up behind him, gave him a hug from behind and kissed him on the head. I'm 17 years old and I've never seen anything like that.
Whoa.
Right. And so this was a depiction of a relationship that I wanted. Right. And from then on, like my relationship with my wife and my in-laws has healed so many parts of me.
Really?
Really.
That's magic.
And I think I think your point is very valid to say, what are we showing our kids? What are we showing the youth? And then how can we help them through these things as well? But yes, to answer your question, we are very much like open. We'll always fight in front of our kids.
Yeah.
We'll show them what conflict resolution looks like, and then we'll also show them what physical intimacy looks like. I love it when I see my 5-year-old, my 6-year-old watching us make out.
Yeah.
Truthfully, because when I was a kid, somebody was making out on the TV and my mom would cover my eyes.
Correct.
Right? So what do you think I'm going to do in private?
Correct.
I'm going to go watch that.
Investigate it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
it's making everything more normal. It's being more vulnerable with what the things that you've gone through, and making life real, because we all know now everybody's got a basement level of shit that they've gone through.
Yes.
So if we hide that, then the youth, this 18 to 25-year-old generation, is going to think that this porn problem, because that's what we talked about, is the most shameful thing that they've gone through, and they can't share about it. And so I don't know the statistics on it, but
massive, let's just say.
I even know personally of 6 teenagers that took their life in Utah County because of this, because they felt like they couldn't share, right? And so parents hiding realities just means that our kids have to hide theirs.
Yeah, we're not doing anybody favors by it's yeah. I love going back. Our 4-year-old, we call her Jealous Judy as a joke, because when she sees us like making out or doing anything in the kitchen, she always has to come up and like separate. But the most fun is then she turns to me and she's like, "Pick me up. I want the attention." Like I just love it. Right. And I'm like, "Yeah, this is what you guys need to see." I didn't grow up with that. I was this. My dad was this masculine. Just big bodybuilder, Italian. Shaved head, blue eyes, and it was just like, we are fine or we're hurting somebody. That's it. Yeah. Those are your options. There was no 12-second hugs in my house. No. Yeah. If you hugged for too long, there was a question of like, are you?
Yeah.
Right? And so
how did that work out in your guys' relationship then?
Bro, it's so incredible, right? So I knew my demons from very early on. My goal was to insert myself in my parents' relationship to where I could be beneficial to both of them and also mitigate as much friction as possible. Yeah. It was very interesting. I was a problem solver from the age of 8. And so I knew that if I could get in between my mom and dad when it became physical, I was the apple of his eye, so that would stop him. Yeah. I was the only boy. So I was okay. So I grew up. And so then I knew, okay, he likes to get physical. So then I was like, and he put me in boxing at 8. So then it became a thing. Then I became an individual that was too big for him to push around because I had the skills behind it. Yeah. That took a left turn because at the age of 15, I started bouncing at clubs. I loved the violence. Yeah. Loved the violence. All my front teeth are fake. Snapped the radius in literally. Yeah, it's a big scar. The violence excited me. And it was an outlet. I didn't know this now, right? Now I know it removed 20 years. Yep. But that violence was an outlet. And then when my dad and I were on good terms, he would come to the clubs with, all of his organized individuals. And then he and I would beat people up. Yeah. We would drag people. It was like this bonding. It was psychotic. And so for me, growing up in that environment, it was like I had to insert myself basically to save as much of their worlds as possible. If I inserted myself physically between my mom and dad, then my sisters wouldn't see anything.
Yeah.
That's how it was. Mm-hmm. If I inserted myself between my mom and dad, my mom would be saved. If I got myself bigger and louder and stronger, then my dad wouldn't do these things. It was all about, like, how do I save the rest? How do I problem solve?
Yeah.
It served me well as I grew up because I knew that his demons were mine in a little bit. Mm-hmm. Because he had an addictive personality to certain drugs, that's the reason I haven't done drugs. It has nothing to do with religion.
Yeah.
Has everything to do with, like, I saw this man put hundreds of thousands of dollars of needles in his arms.
Yeah.
That's why I don't do them. And so I was the literally fortunate individual that was able to say, I'm using my past as the reason I'm not becoming this guy in the future. Mm-hmm. And that's hard, man. That's uncomfortable because you talk like him and you look like him and you look at pictures of the past. And I even went through this phase. This is a true story. I've never told anybody this. I'd love for you to unpack it.
Yeah.
I went through a phase where I became so big and so muscular, and that was my dad. Mm-hmm. So I sabotaged myself and became fat. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I was quite literally, I told my wife this. We were in Nevada. It's a true story.
Yeah.
And I said, I feel like if I keep going down, I will become him because I look like him. It was that scary for me.
Yeah.
Right? Keep in mind, I have no desire to drink coffee, let alone do crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Right? Like, so I'm so far removed from it, and I don't have an anger bone in my body. I never even spanked my 3 little girls, even though they do fear me properly. And so none of those things, really resonated in our household. But nonetheless, I had to unpack that trauma.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute, so I can look and talk and sound and be, and I can have the haircut and the eyes and everything, but I don't have to have the same outcome as this dirtbag.
Let's see if I know what I'm talking about.
Go.
How old were you when you gained the weight?
Early 20s.
Yeah. How early? Like 23?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like 23 to 26, I was just like,
and then after that, how'd you feel? Like, were you like, okay, cool, I'm not going to be like him?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Interesting. So this is your program, and this is you shedding it. Mm-hmm. Right. So you facing the mirror and saying, hey, this is what I don't want to be.
Yeah.
Is me just accelerated 5 years to 28. Right. So now we're actually saying, wow, okay, cool. I don't want to be this version of me because it's somebody else's version of me. Mm-hmm. What's the version of me that I want to be? Because you could very easily, probably right now, still snap back into the version of you that you were.
Easily.
Right.
Easily.
But there's a control factor now for you because your vice was anger. Your vice was not anger. Your vice was violence.
Still is.
Right. Mm-hmm. Because there's one thing actually about anger that I believe that anger is 80% positive, 20% negative.
Okay.
And
it's funny you say that. Jordan Peterson, we were with him. He said, when people get passive aggressive with me, I tell them, just be aggressive.
Yeah, because then it's the truth.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Anyway, sorry to cut you off.
No. So not to unpack a ton of your stuff, but I just think that that's people get the chance to finally decide for themselves. When, because was your dad alive or dead at that point?
Alive.
He was still alive. Mm-hmm. Where was he at? What was he doing?
In and out, up and down, different states, running and gunning.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. But did you associate very much with him?
When I did, it was violent.
Yeah.
It was on the phone. It was violent. It was, I'm threatening you, like F you, no, F you. Oh no, you want to come get some, It was violent.
Yeah, more often than not, we have like a cataclysmic event. That's probably the right word. Yeah. That forces us out of this past programming. So for mine, it was, hey, listen, I want to be dead, right? Because I had been an addict for so long with porn because I had just judged myself for it for so long. And in our culture, it was horrible. Right, perceptually. And then I had also learned at a very young age that suicide was an option because I bullied a kid in 4th grade. And this is the story that I usually tell people. In 4th grade, there was this kid that annoyed the hell out of me, right? And I was nice. I was very popular. People followed me around. He annoyed the hell out of me, but he was very nerdy, right? One day at recess, he pushed me up against the wall. I turned him around and punched him in the stomach. He went crying to the principal's office. From there, it was a whole thing, right? Like, Matt's the bully.
Okay. 2
weeks later, he took a jump rope to recess and took his life and didn't come back in from recess. And as nobody knew, they were just like, where is he? So as I was riding my bike back home, I see him, cops and his mom crying with the cops there. They just put a body bag over his body, but he's still hanging. So I'm 9, 10 years old, and I see this, and I have no emotional response to be able to process it.
Sure.
So from a very young age, I thought that like suicide was a very viable option.
Really?
I could take my life whenever, right? It's a really easy way out. So from then on, I'm just like, oh, wow, well, if I feel like crap, that's where my head goes, right?
Whoa.
Until the day finally where I had been in a relationship. I was 28 years old, and I was just like, okay, cool. Either I tell my wife or I take my life.
What were you going to tell her?
What I did tell her was that I told her that this had always been an option for me.
Whoa.
That suicide was always in the back of my head since I was 10, every day.
And you battled this from 10 to 28.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime it got low, you need water?
No, I'm good.
We can pause.
No, you're fine. Anytime it got low, I knew that was an option, whether it was driving into the opposite lane, right? Thanks, bro.
Yeah.
Driving into the opposite lane or whatever it was.
And you had these ideations.
I don't even know how.
Whoa. Because it wasn't talked about
At all.
at your dinner table.
No.
Nobody was offing themselves in Orem.
But even at the dinner table, everything was positive. And what wasn't positive, it wasn't talked about, right? So
this was always in your head.
yeah, always in my head. And so, of course, when I was 12 was the first time I viewed porn. And it was the first time I was just like, wow. My home computer.
Okay.
I typed in boobs onto Google.
Wow.
Right? But then from there, I was like, wow, this release helps with this emotional state.
Did it make you want to? Did it make you want to go suicidal, or did it make you want to stay?
Again, that's probably the perfect question that nobody was going to ask except for you. So good job. Because both.
Yeah.
Porn saved my life.
Dang.
Absolutely saved my life.
Because of the
But it
high?
also ruined it
Right.
because of the shame.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is where agency comes into play for everyone. And I've gone off a tangent, but
No, you haven't.
It's a beautiful one.
It's a beautiful one.
Because when I go to my lowest of lows,
Uh-huh.
so there's two emotions actually underneath shame and guilt that nobody talks about, and it's pain and lust. So you got cutters,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Or people that bite themselves,
Mm-hmm.
right? People that pinch themselves continually, the ones that like pull their eyebrows out, that's pain.
Okay.
So when I can't even deal with guilt and shame, I'm either going to go to lust and pain,
Oh,
right? So for me,
it
was
wasn't
the same
pain.
thing.
Yeah. I follow.
When I'm in these shameful moments, well, I want out of it because now I feel like shit, I feel guilty, and I don't want to feel guilty or shameful, so I feel apathetic, which just means I'm staring at a wall and I just don't want to be alive anymore, right? So I'm going to use the thing that helped me feel alive, and
The
that
blissful
takes
moment.
me to bliss.
Yep.
Yeah. Which is every single person's story that's sitting incarcerated right now.
Every one of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them.
But then I'll come back down in shame and guilt because I'm back in the normal world and I'm back in my shit thoughts, right? I call it a shit cycle.
Okay.
Right?
Did you copyright that?
I should,
You
honestly.
should.
dude.
Put it on a shirt.
I mean,
Go
people
viral.
say shame cycle all the time. It's not it's widely known. But and Brene Brown, she studies
She's
shame.
crushing it. Yes.
Studies shame, and I would love to have a conversation with her
Yeah.
about this whole thing too. But
Don't shrink. Don't puff up.
But she always says when shame's in the driver's or when fear's in the driver's seat. Ooh, how does she say it? I've got it wrong now, so I probably shouldn't quote it. Guilt. When guilt's in the driver's seat, there's fear in the passenger and there's shame in the back.
Whoa.
Right. So we're always dealing with those things when it comes to our addiction. So for me, it saved my life, but it also ruined it.
Because it saved your life because it kept you here. It ruined your life because it prolonged.
It prolonged the fact, actually, not that it ruined my life, it just almost did.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is where I get to view the blessing of my life, to say like I was the one that made it.
Yeah.
People don't get that chance a lot.
Bro, you're sitting across the table. That's the thing. We go into prison after prison after jail after prison, and everybody says the same thing. And I tell them, like, you've been here with 4,000 people for 23 years. I'm the only one that's come back. You don't get to say that a lot.
Yeah.
Like, we are the 1%ers, quite literally, whether it's prison or pornography. Like, we're quite literally the 1%ers that have figured out how to use it as a superpower.
Yeah. And it's all emotional based. I mean, that's not me tooting my own horn, but like it
I'm okay with
100%
it, though.
is. Yeah,
I'm okay
dude,
with it, though. Like, yeah, no, it gets awkward.
Yeah.
And they ask you to sign things for them. Dude, don't even get me started. That's so weird.
But yeah, it takes you to a place where this is where I don't judge anybody that has an addiction ever. And I don't think that Christ does or God does either.
We know he doesn't.
Right.
We know he doesn't. I had that conversation several times today. This woman sat across from me, and she told me she had undeserving, unwarranted grace heaped upon her. I was like, whoa. I said, why aren't you deserving? She said, I'll never be deserving of his grace.
Yeah.
I was like, whoa. Heavy. Heavy. Interesting. You'll meet her tomorrow.
Christ conversation, really quick,
Love it.
is this. We're the gods of our own world perceptually, right?
Correct.
Which means we can receive our own revelation, essentially, and ask questions and listen to ourselves. And then who's the other person in the Trinity? It's Christ.
Yeah.
And what did he do for us, right? Gave us grace, took away our sin,
Yeah.
suffered for us.
Yeah.
But do you still hurt?
Always.
You still feel pain?
Always.
So does everybody else. So did Christ take that away from us or just show us how to be saved?
The latter.
Right. And this is where like Christianity in a whole has it very queued up.
Very.
I just want to take it one more step and say, hey, he just taught you something. Because now we're just saying Christ saved me, but on a daily basis, I didn't feel that.
Whoa.
Do you?
No.
Right?
No.
Exactly. Like that's why we continually go back to church because we want to feel that again, right? But here's the thing. If he had his own garden of Gethsemane and he had to bleed from every pore and feel every pain,
Yep.
he's just showing us that that's possible. And that we can also have this death of what's called our ego and come out the other side very conscious, which essentially is a resurrection.
Love it.
And all of this can happen here. And so this is the coolest part of this. So anybody that feels like they are to a point where they're just like, nope, like I'm not good anymore. I'm a bad person. You have the ability to go and release the judgment on yourself, which Christ wants you to do, right? And this is Western civilization. Like we start talking about Buddhism and stuff like that. And that's a way more fun conversation. Western civilization say, hey, you can save yourself from this emotional pain. You have the roadmap. And guess what? You can also receive answers and you can also dictate what you're wanting to do with your life. And so I think Christianity has it exactly right. But I think what we do is we think that that's unattainable.
Correct.
Or after this life.
Yeah. It's not for people like me.
Let's bring it here.
Yeah.
Here. Let's bring it here. Because if I can save myself by not judging, then when I'm an addict, it's like, holy shit, I just did a really bad thing, air quotes. That doesn't make me a bad person. And if I don't feel like a bad person, am I going to go back to the bad thing? It's going to be a lot harder. I might go back, but it's going to be harder.
Yeah. You start to build that callus.
It's called trust.
Okay. Trust.
Because every time I go back to it, I get to look and say, like, do I want this life still?
Make that choice consciously.
Not that it's a bad life.
No.
Because it's an okay life. Any life is actually perfect. I think Jordan Peterson says this all the time. The situation that you're in is perfect.
Correct.
Because there could not be any other equation.
Correct.
Or outcome.
Correct. I love that. Can we go back to 28?
Do it.
You call your wife.
Oh, okay, cool, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I haven't heard this.
Oh, sweet. So,
You call your wife. Why then? What happened just before that?
because we had hit the worst part in our relationship ever.
Wow.
So we had 3 kids at that time.
Okay.
Making really good money.
Yeah.
We started buying a whole bunch of shit. I had the truck. We had the nice house. Like,
love it.
And fast forward, like that is a very big cue in the
Huge.
fact that there's a disconnection in your relationship when you are buying shit.
Huge.
Like, we were there. And our relationship had always been like, hey, let's hang out together. And I was just like, I don't want to anymore.
Ooh.
So I started hanging out with other people, right? The conversations between us became very much like lazy and empty. And it was because like behind friggin' closed doors, I was still doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
And I didn't know how to tell her that. And I was going to the grave with it.
Whoa.
No one was going to understand what I had gone through.
Yeah.
And no one was going to understand what I had used to feel better.
Whoa.
Because nobody, growing up in religion, like I was very much God-fearing Christian. And truthfully, like in religion, I still am. Outside of religion, I'm not. And I think that it's very cool because I think fear is a really interesting driver, but that's not what Christianity is for. So that's not what I want to portray.
Correct.
Anyway, but yeah, I feared God.
Okay.
And so when it came to like confessing sins or anything like that, it was the hell no in my book.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to be judged and I don't want to feel bad about myself and I don't want to, I don't want punishment. And that's what was going to happen to me. And I learned really quickly when I was outsourcing to other friends and outsourcing to other conversations, because I had a couple buddies that knew exactly what I was going through, right? I learned really quickly that I was the one punishing myself.
Whoa.
Because I had this idea of suicide had gotten bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Really?
Every night before I went to bed, I was like, I just go down to my safe and end it. It's downstairs, right?
Serious?
I love guns. I carry guns more often than not.
Okay.
And it was interesting, though. I would always get to that point, and then it was like, I know how to get out of this. But I didn't understand why I knew how to get out of it. And this is where I feel bad for people, and this is what I want to teach to people, because there's people that get to the point, and they're just like, no, I don't know how to get out of this, and I want to be out of it, so here, let me end it.
Those people I feel for badly.
Right. So that night, there was one night, I'm pretty sure she thought that we were going to get divorced, and that's what I was going to ask for, right? But that had never even crossed my mind. So I texted her, and I said, hey, babe, I need to talk to you. I was literally in the next room. She was in our room, our bedroom. I was in the next room. I need to talk to you tonight. And she said, okay. And we had a couple hard conversations before that. But we sat down after we put the kids to bed. Our kids sleep in our room. It's actually a beautiful thing. It's fun. It's frustrating sometimes, but it's fun.
Sure.
Put the kids to bed in our room, and then we walked out to the living room.
Okay.
I have a video of it. It's our most viewed video. I have a home Vivint camera that captured it. And 3 years removed from the situation when we started coaching couples, I went back and saw if we could find it, and I found it.
Oh,
it has
cool.
21 million views on Instagram.
Love it.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I sat down on the couch and I said this. I said, listen, I need to talk to you and I need you just to listen. She just nods her head, doesn't say anything. And I start crying. And I had no idea why I was crying, but the reason that I was crying is because I had held on to so much emotion for so long. So long. And I told her and I said, this is what I've been going through, and it has nothing to do with you.
Whoa.
And this is what I've been doing, and this is why I believe I've been doing it, but I need to learn more about myself and the way my brain works, right?
Whoa.
The kicker to this story is, how do you think a spouse should respond?
Should?
Or I think what my brain said, what your brain might say, what everybody's brain might say, is the fact that, she's going to leave.
Yeah, that's the typical response.
Right.
Yeah.
She's going to get upset.
This is too
We're
heavy.
going to fight.
Yeah.
Which would keep somebody from sharing.
Saying anything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so at this point, I did not share for her. I actually didn't care what she thought because I was at my breaking point.
Yeah.
Of I can't do this anymore. So let's try the truth. I've never tried that. I'm good at lying. I could hide,
Sure.
right? I'm actually I'm great at lying. And it's been my whole past. I would tell stories that never even happened and people believe me, right?
Funny.
Because every time that I got to oh, okay, cool, can I trust myself? No, because if I trust myself, people aren't going to actually like me,
Yeah.
right? And if I show them myself, they're not going to like me either.
Yep.
So I was like, all right, well, I have to start liking myself and I have to start loving myself. And it was this recollection of the fact that I had grown up emotionally available from what had happened to me in the past. When I had viewed this one event, my emotions were never addressed. And so I went from this beautiful kid, 9-year-old kid that would share stories and tell the truth and be beautiful with everybody, to a very closed off version of a boy.
Whoa.
Right? Until 28.
Whoa.
And my wife, after I told her, she didn't say anything. She just came over, gave me a hug, and we sat there and just cried together. That night, actually, we were physically intimate because of this. It was the first day in our whole entire relationship that she knew me for who I was and what I had gone through, which means it was the first time that we had actually experienced emotional intimacy. When a man dropped down to an emotional level for a woman to trust him and trust herself enough to feel safe enough to open up physically.
Jeez.
Right? So how do you hold space? You learn who you are. So then you can help somebody else know who they are.
Demons and all.
When we got married, I went on an LES mission as well. Served 2 years. We were married 2 months after I got back.
Whoa.
Engaged 2 weeks after I got back, married 2 months. The day after I got back, my wife shared something with me that she had been sexually assaulted while I was on my mission. And I had just gone through, the most beautiful 2 years of loving and being Christ-like and everything like that. And I felt so much anger in that moment. And I didn't know what to do with it. But I knew that I could go back to, okay, cool, well, what I should do is love and accept. Because truthfully, the reason that I could love and accept is because I was still hiding all of my stuff.
You're right.
And so I met her with the same compassion that she met me 10 years after.
10 years later.
Right. So it was really cool.
Whoa.
Because in that instance, I was just all right, cool. I'll forgive him. And I don't really care what you did. I think I said well, everybody can repent, because at that time that was the
of course, that was
thing,
the phrase.
Right?
Right.
And the next day I brought her flowers and I was like, it doesn't matter what you've been through. I still love you and I still want you. Right? Because that was the type of empathy that I wanted and needed from somebody else.
Correct.
But in that moment, I had no idea. And I love this story because it goes back to the fact that subconsciously, we're all actually operating very beautifully. But when we get up here in our heads and we just try and stay safe from the world, that's when everything goes to shit.
Man, that's so interesting.
So, yeah, really cool story. So after that, we ended up, she didn't know who to talk to and didn't have anybody to talk to, right? And she didn't want to talk to her parents. Word for the wise, when something like this happens, find a mediator. Please don't go to your family. Because when you go to your family, you're going to get bias.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And that's okay for the short term.
Yeah.
But for growth, go to a mediator.
Okay.
She was like, all right, cool. You got to go get help. Because
Yep.
I had done tons of studies and I just looked at fucking YouTube videos of like why my brain did the thing that it did. Right. And so I went to therapists. I went to a couple coaches.
Okay.
Until we finally found a coach that took us in as a relationship together.
Mm.
And we sat down in front of her, and it was the first time. I mean, I had gone on this track, and I was just like, all right, fuck it. I'm not telling a lie anymore.
Yeah.
I'm not going back to that kind of
Yeah.
like your situation. And she was like, why are you guys here? So I just 20 minutes just laid it out.
Yeah.
Right? She's like, I've never met anybody as honest and as direct as you. Right?
Day one, here we go.
And I was like, all right, cool. So for
Whoa.
the next 6 months, we went through 2 weeks, 2 days a week for the next 6 months of coaching.
Whoa.
Just sitting across from this relationship coach that taught me more about myself than I had ever learned before.
That's so cool.
So, and really, it was the most organic way of coaching that I've ever seen. Because, and this isn't shitting on anybody, but there's a lot of theory in psychology and a ton of theory in therapy. There's not theory in coaching. It's experience.
It's very true.
Right?
Man.
There is there's concepts the Christ concept that I'm teaching, but when it comes to experience, it's so organic. We would sit down and she'd be like, all right, who wants to let me in? I'm not trying to teach you anything. I'm trying to teach you about yourself.
Whoa.
Right? And so we would walk through energetically the things that we were going through, whether it be a fight, whether it be a circumstance that upset us. And we would always start surface level and then we would always go deeper and deeper and deeper.
Whoa.
Right? Because if you don't drop down emotionally, you're not going to actually understand anything about yourself. So it's all organic because my number one belief is that I don't have anything that you don't possess. I can't give you anything.
Sure.
You already have it.
Man, that's cool.
My job is to just pull it out of you.
Pull it out of you.
Right.
That's rad.
Because if I try to give you something, and this is where 12-step programs, AA, stuff like that, I believe that they've got it pretty good. Close. And again, I don't want to badmouth anything. They've got it close, but I genuinely believe that addicts will stay addicts and that people will stay small unless it's their choice.
I would agree with that entirely.
Yeah.
And so then when you walk through this process, how do you come out on the other side, other than therapy, right? How do you come out on the other side and then still have that relationship with Lauren? Here's my triggers, here's my problems, here's my, is there red flags? Is there code words? Is there hey, this is coming too much?
Well, I didn't stop watching porn.
Interesting.
That took me a while.
Really?
And dude, I think the last time I watched porn was probably 6 months ago.
Okay.
So it's it's not gone.
Right.
Right? The thing is, in suicidal thoughts, I don't think those will ever go away.
Interesting.
Ever, ever, ever.
Yeah.
Some people may. They might.
Yeah.
My baby was born. No, I'm staying.
Yeah.
Right? For me, I don't know why. They're there. I do know why. I don't know why I said that. The reason that they're there is because it's my blessing to give to somebody else.
There it is. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But as far as the addiction, as far as the choice of viewing porn, right? We tried a couple routes.
I'm sure you tried it all.
We tried a couple routes with this. And this is where I don't coach people through porn.
Oh, interesting.
Because I had the hardest time with it.
Okay.
Right? I will very much say, hey, go to an addiction therapist. Because they got to figure it out.
Yeah.
Let them help you. I will teach you how to remove the judgment.
Okay.
So you feel okay about yourself.
I got you.
Okay enough to go to somebody and say, hey, this is what I'm going through.
Yeah. I follow.
Right. So my biggest thing was we had to sit down. The biggest thing that helped us, this will make a lot of couples really uncomfortable.
Okay.
I showed Lauren everything I like to watch. I did. I was like, all right, well, I want to get over this because you got a whole bunch of triggers. And I don't want to be in a relationship with somebody that doesn't want to be physical with me. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Right? I guess that might be bad. That might be good. Whatever. For me, that's where I was at. And I was like, we're both really cold with each other right now. And we're both trying to figure this out. We're both trying to process this. We're both learning each other's mirrors. Have you heard that concept?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Both learning about projections, all of that stuff, right? But when we come home, I still want to be with you. And I know that you still want to be with me. She's like, yeah, I do. But I'm really insecure now because of what you did, right? And I'm like, all right. So one of the pieces of advice was, well, if you're comfortable enough to show her and she's okay receiving that, then show her.
That's cool, though.
So we sat down and I'm like, all right, cool. What do you want to know? Open book. What do you want to know? She asked any question she wanted to.
Oh, that's vulnerable.
Right. But at this point, I was just like, whatever.
You
like
got zero to lose.
I was already out the door. I was already gone with my life. Like, here we go.
Yeah.
Right. And it was really, really cool. I was like, this is how I do it. This is how I view it. This is how I search it. This is where I do it at. Right.
Wow.
I was like, there are no secrets anymore. If you want to know something, tell me.
Yeah.
And I'll answer. I'll give you the truth.
That's so freeing, though.
Yeah. But the thing is that like, this takes two.
Okay.
It really does.
I would assume, yeah.
Yeah.
Not all people are Lauren's open mind.
Mm-mm. But it takes two, and I think the only reason that it worked for us is because we took a different route. We took what's called like the holistic route.
Okay.
And holistic just means that we use self-connection rather than worldly topics.
Got it.
In theory. Because theoretically, I don't like to read. Theoretically, I hated school.
Sure.
I didn't know myself, so I had to learn who I was, and she had to learn who she was. We had to actually start creating our own worlds so that we could build a foundation together. We had to actually look at the porn industry and see if it was good or bad. Mm-hmm. There's good and bad in it, right? There's routes where people will go and molest kids. That's not good. Yeah. Right? Air quotes.
Yeah.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
But there's also the fact that some do it just to make money. Mm-hmm. Right? So, like, you've got to go and just decide what you're going to believe about everything. You have to start questioning everything. Wow. I want to talk about anger because you asked me about it.
Yeah. Go.
Right. 80% good, 20% bad.
Yep.
Anger is the propellant to a beautiful life or a stuck, incarcerated, emotional life.
Yeah, for sure.
Right. Because when you got angry enough to resort to violence, sorry, I'm an emotional person.
Yeah, you're fine.
When we get angry enough that we're outsourcing it to other people, did you feel proud?
Yeah.
And then?
Oh, and then always sad.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Same thing as addictions. Right?
Yeah.
So it's interesting. So pride is right above anger on this map of consciousness emotion scale, right above it. So if a positive connotation of pride is saying, once I push past the things that actually make me really, really angry, and I can tell you why I'm mad, after anger is the last negative emotion.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
Yep. So usually when you are a kid and your mom hears you yelling at her, what's she going to say?
Don't yell at me.
Don't yell at me. Shut up. Right? Don't talk to me that way.
Don't talk to me that way.
All right, cool. Well, I was mad and I was just trying to express something to you.
The way that I
knew how to because I didn't know how to emote.
Correct.
But you told me to not get angry. So now I know that I can't do that and it's a negative thing. So what's going to happen is I'm going to hold on to it and not share it with you anymore, right? And only the good's going to come out. So if I can actually tell you what I'm angry about and you can be like, cool, awesome.
Right.
Right? And it's not even on you. I just get to be able to say what I'm angry about, what I'm frustrated about, what I'm scared of.
Yeah.
And then I get to go into, oh, wow, I can actually love you because you know me. And I can love me because I know me. So anger, when used the right way, is very, very positive.
Whoa. I love that.
And I got angry enough at myself. I would say it was anger.
Okay.
I was really scared, but I got angry enough at myself that my situation from when I was 12 to 28 had stayed the same.
Yeah.
That I literally had to say something to someone.
Right.
Because I couldn't hold on to it anymore. I was 240 pounds.
Wow.
Right? When this happened.
Whoa.
I'm 190
I was
pounds.
going to say, you're buck 80.
Yeah.
Wow.
240 pounds.
Just all that emotion.
All of the emotional toll that I had kept.
Yeah.
So, and my knees were going bad.
Oh, funny.
I was 28 years old. Yeah.
Right.
Knees were going bad.
Come on, old man.
Gut problems left and right.
Yeah. Funny.
And this is where the holistic side helped a ton.
I'm sure.
Right.
Whoa.
Because I didn't feel safe.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's all about your root chakra. It's all about grounding. It's feeling safety down here. So my legs are just absolutely debilitated. My power was taken away from me because I actually couldn't express what I wanted.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I had gut problems. Right?
Interesting.
I grew love handles.
Yeah.
Because it's right here. It's called your sacral chakra.
Okay.
Or your solar plexus. Right in there is all of your power. It's you giving away everything to everybody, right?
Yeah.
I didn't love myself enough to love anybody else. We're going up to your heart center, right? Right in here.
Sure.
I had a film around my heart. After I got back from my mission, I had to get an EKG. EKG, is that what they're called?
Yeah.
Yeah, the heart scans.
Yeah.
Had to get one because I had so much chest pain.
Whoa.
So much chest pain.
Jeez.
My throat continually burned because I never told the truth, right? We're going up to the throat chakra. Continually burned.
Yeah.
I always had to cough. I always had to but I just stayed small. Yeah. Right? And so, of course, my wife isn't going to feel love from me. Of course, my kids are going to resent me because their dad's angry, right? And the second that I tell her, it's just like what you said, a weight is lifted off, right?
So freeing.
I can start to, and this is where I believe that the truth does actually set you free. However cheesy that is.
Yeah,
right?
but I bet you slept good that night.
Oh, 100%, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is that like the truth scares people to the point that they're not going to say anything.
Yeah, it's true.
But what happens is when you actually express, your body starts to align.
Mm-hmm.
And not even your body, because like I knew what I wanted. It's called your third eye right here.
Okay, yeah, I've heard of it.
Yeah, I knew what I wanted, right? I could see this version of me that I wanted to be.
Uh-huh.
I didn't know how to speak it into existence. I didn't know how to feel it into existence.
Whoa.
It was just stuck,
Yeah,
right? So,
it's beautiful, bro.
thanks, man.
I'm excited. Tomorrow we'll pour into some people, change the world.
Hell yeah.
Let's do it.
That'd be cool.
Proud of you.
Thanks, dude.